we have. I think that another thing is that is like, you see, if you have a family food, wewe na ndugu zako na dada zako, and then you start saying God is with me, you are thinking, oh, jamani shetani. You know the difference. The difference is the difference is you are just having a difference. It doesn't mean that the other people are evil. You understand? The other people are not evil. Yeah, that is the problem here. The problem here is that the one side think the other side is evil. And it's like we just differ in opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, and the difference in opinion comes to how to handle people who are the weak among us.
Mm-hmm.
How do we handle the weak among us? They think that if the top is doing well, the weak should be let alone because it's their problem. But Jesus didn't say that. Jesus didn't say, run your communities according to the strongest. You have to take care of the weaker ones, Yeah, you have to take care of the weaker ones. But that is a perspective that is very different. When you say, oh, the stock market is doing well, if kids in the inner city don't want to go to school, leave them alone. Well, you can pay for healthcare. If you can't, you are lazy. You understand? It's like, really? I grew up on Bulga from Muhila, but I am here now. Okay. So the point is that the pipeline of kids who come from those Kibera, they are not different from the kids who come from Lavington. You understand? So you cannot say the kids in Lavington, as long as they have a computer and they are going to school, don't worry about these kids in Kibera. It's completely a different perspective of view, but there is a middle where sometimes they vote this side, sometimes they vote this side, depending on how extreme this case are voted. Like when the Republicans are in power, they tend to move towards the people who are able. And then the middle, nobody wants to move them in the middle again. Don't look too much this side. And then the people, when the Democrats are in power, they tend to think that the people who are top can take care of themselves and they want to take care of these ones. People who are lower, who are in need, are normally people who come in last. No, people who are taxed. Okay, so because the rules that happened in Kenya for 40 years, okay, happened for 400 years here. You see, okay, the Kenya was a colony for only 40 years. Figure out how they pressed those people there, and figure doing that for 400 years. So there's a problem here, but I don't think it's a matter of God or not. It's just a matter of opinion about all of these things. But I also think that if democracy was right when they were majority, it should be right.
See you. I have many questions. I think I will text the many questions I have.
Oh, you know.
But thank you.
Yeah, but you see, otherwise some Biblia yako pastor. Yes, walikwambia take care of the least among us. When you take care of the least of there, you are taking care of me. Okay?
Yeah.
And he did not, and then he did not say, get rid of the skillful, because he continuously lived among the sinful. He never went to live in the temple. He lived among because he came for them. Yeah, he came for those people. So if you realize that I'm not doing right and you keep away from me, you should be able to stand until I believe I see in you something that I want.
Because in fact, the other day we talked with Mama, and she was telling me, because on social media there was a lot of this gay. There's a picture of the Joe Biden marrying a gay couple in White House.
Yeah, he came for those people. So if you realize that I'm not doing right and you keep away from me, you should be able to stand until I believe I see in you something that I want.
Because in fact, the other day we talked with Mama, and she was telling me, because on social media there was a lot of this gay. There's a picture of the Joe Biden marrying a gay couple in White House. I don't know if you have seen it. Yeah, because now the question is, we bring in the weak, we do not abandon them, but do we conform to their pattern?
Yeah, but there is a difference between religion and government in this case, because let me put you. I'll ask you a question. There was a situation whereby when they crucified Jesus, right? They asked the emperor asked the people who they wanted. He knew exactly who was right. He knew exactly who was innocent. Okay?
Yeah.
But he put the question. He put the question and said, of these two, who do you want released? Okay? Who did he release?
Barnabas.
Human beings have been the same since the day of Jesus.
Yes.
And when you are in a position of authority, even when God said, he said, when people went to God and said, we want a king. And God told them, you don't want a king. Okay? But they insisted that they wanted a king. And what did God do?
He gave them.
He gave them a king because they wanted a king. So this idea of gay, first of all, the gay people have been around for such a long time. They only they have only been underground, right? And me, I think that I better have gay people open like this so I can see them instead of instead of
you can see them, yes.
Instead of taking my child to a school and the teacher is gay and I don't know. You understand? I want to know the teacher is gay. So when I'm talking to my child, I tell him or her, okay, this is what we and this is what let me tell you, the Democratic Party, the reason why it has got so many different stakeholders is because it's the party of the rejected. Yeah, it's the party of the rejected. So now most of the people in the Democratic don't really agree with what other people are doing. You understand? But it is that they cannot be accepted elsewhere.
Okay.
Do you get the You sitting in Nairobi are able to sit and think rationally that I would side with the Republicans or with the Conservatives because they are right on this issue. But when you come here, you will not be accepted with them.
With them.
Let me explain when I came here.
Mm.
I'll take your time because now you asked. When I came here, I grew up Anglican.
Yes.
And when I came here, I said, I'm going to look for a church that is Anglican. I found out that there's no Anglican church here. Okay. Yeah, there is only Episcopal. I found out it's Episcopal. Let me see who's here. Oh, Mama. Okay. So it's only Episcopal church here. So the Episcopal church, when America became independent or fought the war, they split completely from the British, and they didn't want Anglican means British. So they didn't want anything to do with the Anglican. They changed the church to Episcopal. But on my first Sunday in the United States, I took my Bible and walked to the Episcopal church. When I reached, the door was locked, but I could see people inside. And then I rang the bell.
What?
Who came to the door was a security guard. He asked me what I wanted.
What?
And it's after I told him that it is Sunday, I'm coming to church, is when he looked in my hand and saw the Bible. And then he said, oh, okay. Then he went back inside. Then he came back and said, come. Then he led me to a pew behind, completely separate. I sat behind there.
What?
And then I said, okay, no problem. So I sat there. They did a thing, and then the coffee time came. They came, everybody started around me to ask me where I came from and stuff like that. And then I went. Next Sunday, same thing. And then I decided that I wanted to volunteer to be part of the church and to do something. I think it was June, so they were doing some church tour, and at that time I didn't have work, so I was free, so I volunteered to come. When they found that I volunteered, they didn't come back. They didn't come at that time. They canceled the event. Okay, so I went and I through another lady from Bungoma I met. She told me, you shouldn't go there. You're not welcome. So she took me to another church.
What?
And then I remained in that church. That's where the church we go to, even Mamasi goes to right now. But I was still in my mind saying, Mom used to go to a Pentecostal church in Kenya, and you know the way Kenyans and Episcopal and the Anglicans think. Me and the children used to go to the Anglican church, and she used to go to her Pentecostal huko, okay? So in my mind, I was still having the idea that I still have to go to my church, right? In 2008, we moved from where that church is to further in. So I said, this is now my opportunity. 10 years later, this is my opportunity to go back to the Anglican church. So I went and looked for the Episcopal church. I went there. Do you know what they asked me? Don't you miss your people? Don't you find the church of your people?
What?
Exactly. So when you guys in Kenya talk about God and religion, you don't understand. You have no understanding. It is you are raised first before God.
What?
Yes. So, but when they talk to you from the US here, because they're not coming and they can send you $100, they are like, oh yeah, thank you, sister. Try coming here. Try coming and say you're living here. You never go to that church, pastor. You will never go to that church. First, you will not go there because you will not be welcome.
What?
You will not go to the Republican Party, not because you love gay people, but because like you, they are rejected.
Yes. Yes. Now I have swayed my vote. You have swayed my vote.
You know, it's not that we condone.
Mama Mercy did not give me those details. Mama
No,
Mercy did not give me those details.
it is not exactly as you say. It is not. It is not.
Oh.
And if you see the Democratic Party is not a party of unity. It's a party of the rejected. So if you look at somebody in the Democratic Party, unless you see, you understand. That's what I normally tell people.
I hear you. But that thing of the church, you have shocked me, Doctor.
Yes. I even right now I still really would like to go to the Anglican church, but I can't. Look, I went to Bible study, and the guy who was in charge of Bible study just asked me point blank, can you find a church of your people? Don't you miss your culture? They don't.
And they don't pretend.
They don't pretend. Let me tell you, Sunday at 11 is the most segregated hour in the United States, and everybody knows it. You understand? And our church